All right, you ready to dive into Sora?
Oh, absolutely. Let's do it.
This AI that makes videos from text. It's wild.
It really is.
Like, imagine having a Hollywood studio right in your pocket. Crazy, right? But before we all run off to make our Oscar-worthy films, we need to unpack how this thing actually works.
Right.
It's pretty amazing.
It is. It is. Imagine typing in a cat riding a unicorn on the moon.
Okay.
And then boom, a full 20-second 1080p video of that appears. It's like,
oh, wow.
It's blurring this line between imagination and reality.
Exactly. And what's even cooler, it's not just about making these one-off scenes.
Right.
Sora can keep track of all these objects and subjects even when they go off screen. Like, if that cat riding the unicorn goes behind a crater or something, Sora gets that they're still there and then brings them back seamlessly when they reappear.
It understands the world you're creating in the same way that you do.
It's like Sora has a mind of its own.
It kind of does.
Yeah. So, okay, how does all this work?
Right.
What's going on under the hood of this video-making machine?
One of the key things is it uses something called the diffusion model.
Okay.
Now, you might have heard of this from DALL-E.
Right.
Which makes images.
Right.
It's similar here.
Okay.
Think of it like sculpting a masterpiece.
Okay.
But out of digital clay.
I like that.
So Sora starts with basically just visual static.
Okay.
Pure noise. And then it slowly starts chipping away at it.
Oh, wow.
Refining that image until your video emerges.
So it's not just like throwing pixels on a screen randomly.
No, it's much more deliberate.
Yeah.
It's like a sculptor with a very precise chisel.
Exactly. And then Sora's ability to handle these like complex scenes and these long sequences, that comes from its transformer architecture.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Yes.
And this is something you might recognize from these language models like GPT.
Right. This architecture allows Sora to understand the relationships between all the different elements in a scene.
Yeah.
And build this coherent narrative.
Interesting, over time. So it's taking cues from both.
Yeah.
Like the image generation world of DALL-E.
Right.
And the language understanding of GPT.
Exactly.
It's like a super powerful combo.
It is.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Sora has another trick up its sleeve.
Okay.
It uses this technique called recaptioning, which was developed for DALL-E 3.
Okay.
Essentially, Sora was trained on data with all of these super detailed captions that were generated by DALL-E 3 itself.
So it's like it's learning to see the world the same way we describe it using language.
That's a great way to put it.
Wow.
So this is why Sora is so good at understanding these nuances of what you want to create. It's almost like it's learned to see the world through this lens of human language.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not just limited to text, right?
Right.
What if I have an image or even just a video clip? Can Sora work with those too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sora's like a multimedia wizard.
Really?
So you could feed it a still image.
Okay.
And it can animate it.
Wow.
And bring that to life. With this surprising detail and accuracy.
I'm just imagining these old family photos coming to life.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of historical moments could you bring to life?
Oh, my gosh.
With this technology?
Yeah. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
And you can also use Sora to extend existing videos.
Okay.
Adding new scenes.
Really?
Or filling in gaps. It's like having this AI film editor that can predict what should happen next based on that existing footage.
That's incredible. So we're getting a good sense of what Sora can do, but I'm curious, what kind of data is fueling this video-making machine?
So Sora was trained on a massive and diverse data set.
Okay.
Like a visual feast.
Really?
Yeah, it's a mix of public data, proprietary data from partnerships, and even custom data sets developed by OpenAI.
Wow.
So this blend ensures that Sora has this wide range of visual experiences to learn from.
So it's not just random YouTube videos.
It's much more curated than that.
Okay, so it's carefully curated.
Yes.
Selection of visual information.
Exactly.
Wow. And so just like you learn to read by understanding letters, then words, then sentences, Sora uses something similar called visual patches.
Yes.
To make sense of all that data? Is that right?
Yes, these patches break down that visual data into these smaller pieces that the model can process.
So visual patches are like the building blocks of Sora's visual language.
Got it.
Wow. And it's important to note that OpenAI took this responsible approach to training. They had pre-training filtering to try and remove this harmful content from those data sets.
Exactly.
It's encouraging that they're taking those proactive steps. But how effective are these filtering systems really?
Yeah.
Especially with technology this powerful.
Right.
There are bound to be some concerns about how it could be misused. So what is OpenAI doing to address those risks?
Well, they've been very proactive about it.
Okay.
They actually put together this global team of security experts.
Okay.
And their whole job was to try and break Sora.
Really?
Yeah.
So they basically said, here's our powerful AI. Try to make it do bad things.
Yeah. Try to find the vulnerabilities.
Wow. That's pretty bold.
It is. It's called red teaming. And it's like a crucial part of developing AI responsibly.
Okay.
So by doing this, OpenAI could identify and then patch any potential security holes before Sora was even released.
That's great. And they didn't stop there.
They didn't.
They also got together with artists and filmmakers for like 9 months to get feedback on Sora's capabilities and potential impact.
Real world feedback.
Yeah, it makes sense to get the people who would actually be using it involved. Right.
Yeah.
So what did they learn from that?
They learned a lot.
Yeah.
It was really valuable in shaping how Sora developed.
Yeah.
And especially its safety features. For example, one thing they heard loud and clear was that these visible watermarks were a barrier for legitimate use cases. So based on that feedback, they decided to allow paid users to download videos without those watermarks.
Interesting. So trying to balance that safety with usability.
Exactly.
But what about those really specific areas of concern, like, deep fakes or the spread of misinformation? Yeah. How is OpenAI preventing those things?
Right. So that's where this idea of provenance comes in.
Okay.
So OpenAI put this industry standard, C2PA metadata, in all of the Sora videos to verify their origin.
Okay, so like a digital fingerprint that says, hey, this came from Sora.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they also use those visible watermarks by default.
Right, but we talked about how paid users can opt out of that.
Exactly.
So that's interesting. But what if someone is really trying to be sneaky?
Right, well, OpenAI also developed this internal reverse video search tool. So they can actually determine if a video came from Sora or not.
Wow, so it's like we can track the lineage of a video, much like we could track the origins of a physical object.
That's a great way to put it.
Wow.
And it's a powerful tool in the fight against misinformation.
It is. All of this is really impressive. It sounds like they're really thinking ahead, anticipating the problems. But I have to ask about some of those deeper questions about, creativity and the role of AI in art, because some people are worried that these AI tools are going to replace artists. What are your thoughts on that?
I understand those concerns.
Okay.
But I think it's important to remember that technology has always been a tool for human expression. Like photography didn't replace painting. It just gave rise to new forms of art. And I think the same will be true with AI. It's not about replacing human creativity. It's about expanding the possibilities.
So it's more of a collaboration between humans and AI.
Yeah. Sora can be this powerful tool for artists to visualize ideas, experiment with styles, push the boundaries of what's possible. But it's still the human artist who's driving that creative process, making decisions, giving the work their unique perspective.
That makes sense. But what about bias? Because these AI systems are trained on data that's created by humans. And humans have their own biases. So how is OpenAI addressing that?
That's a really valid concern. And OpenAI is working to reduce that bias in Sora's outputs. They're carefully curating that training data to make sure that it represents a wide range of perspectives and cultures. And they're developing these techniques to detect and then mitigate bias in the model itself.
So it's not a perfect solution?
No.
But they're aware of the problem and taking steps to fix it.
Exactly. And they're committed to ongoing research in this area.
Good.
Because they know it's an ongoing challenge.
Yeah. Now, we've talked a lot about the risks and concerns, but let's not forget about the opportunities here.
Yeah.
What are some ways that you see this technology changing the world for the better?
The possibilities are almost limitless.
Wow.
I mean, just imagine the impact Sora could have on education. Students could create these videos to demonstrate their understanding of complex topics.
Right.
Or teachers could use it to develop these really immersive learning experiences.
It could make learning a lot more engaging and accessible.
And think about storytelling. Anyone with an idea could bring it to life.
Yeah.
Regardless of their technical skills or resources.
Yeah, it could really democratize filmmaking.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And Sora could also change how we consume news and information. I mean, imagine watching a news report. Where those events are brought to life. With visuals created by AI.
That would make it way more impactful.
Exactly.
And memorable.
Of course, as with any powerful technology, there's potential for misuse. But if we develop those systems for provenance. And we promote media literacy. I think Sora could actually help us. To be more discerning consumers of information.
Yeah, it feels like we're on the edge of something huge.
Absolutely. And it's not just entertainment either. I mean, think about how Sora could change communication, our understanding of the world. Imagine using it to create visualizations of complex data or even simulate scientific processes.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Right. It could take these abstract concepts, make them so accessible and engaging.
So much more understandable.
Exactly. And what about for historical preservation? I mean, we could use Sora to recreate lost or damaged footage.
Oh, wow.
Bring the past to life. Like never before.
It's like we'd all have time machines.
Right. And speaking of time machines, one of the most exciting things is being able to upload images of real people.
That's right.
Into Sora.
Yeah, they're doing that pilot program. You know, testing it out. It's a sensitive area.
It is.
So many ethical considerations.
Right.
But the potential is huge. Imagine being able to talk to a historical figure.
Wow.
Or see a loved one who's passed away.
Yeah.
Brought back on screen.
That's really powerful stuff.
It is. Of course there are risks.
Right,
OpenAI needs to be cautious. But it's like a glimpse into this future where those lines between real and virtual are getting blurry.
It's definitely a future full of both promise and peril.
Absolutely.
It's up to all of us to figure this out.
Yeah, to shape it responsibly.
This deep dive has been incredible.
It's been fun.
Yeah. It's clear that Sora is more than just a cool tech toy.
Yeah.
This is something that could completely revolutionize how we create, how we learn, how we interact with the world.
It's
a reminder that we're all part of this. Yeah. We all have a role to play.
So what do you think?
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Are you excited? Are you concerned?
About the risks?
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
This is just the beginning.
Right.
Sora's going to keep evolving. Who knows what it will be capable of?
This deep dive might be over.
Yeah.
But the conversation continues.
Absolutely.
So keep asking questions.
Keep learning.
Keep pushing the boundaries.
And thanks for joining us.
Thanks for being here.